Welcome to the Finallyherd podcast, where it is attractive to be authentic. I'm your girl E.
And I'm Bree.
And here you can find your herd of people who have been labeled or personally identified with being the black sheep of their families or friend groups. This is a safe space where you can be finally here, finally happy, and finally heard. Welcome to episode 6.
What's up? Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming back.
Hey.
How you doing? Hope your weeks and days since you've been away from us has been blessed.
Yes.
And, you know, we thriving out here.
We're making it.
Say, I don't know about making it, though.
Thriving is yet the goal.
That's the goal.
But I don't know if we're quite there yet.
Gotcha.
Amen.
Hey. Amen.
Amen. This week's episode is titled Heard It All Before.
Yeah.
And ironically, that is also the song that is stuck in my head.
I would sing it. You know, that is one of my favorite songs. However, I don't want to get that one word she said last week.
So
what's it called again?
Demonetized. Well, we're not monetized yet, but
right.
we'll be striked from YouTube.
Yeah, please don't. Yeah, no, thank you.
But side note, sidebar.
If it's in our head, the songs is in our head. Will we get in trouble for that too?
What you mean?
Because it's in our head. You say we don't own the rights to this music, but if it's music always playing in my head,
well, YouTube don't know that it's in your head. Like
I just can't.
Yeah,
sing it.
You got 10 seconds. If it goes to 11 seconds, YouTube has the right to strike you. So you want to give the people 10 seconds?
Which part?
Whichever one you prefer.
Now I'm drawing a blank. Doggone it.
Come home late.
There you go.
Since you barely beat the sun, tapping my shoulder, thinking you gon' get you some, smelling like a fragrance that I don't even wear. And if you want some loving, I suggest you go back there where you came from.
There you go.
That's it.
Okay. That's the song.
It. Now, and it's not Sunshine Anderson, it's Blue Cantrell. But have you heard about all the stuff that's been going on with
Wait, what's not Sunshine Anderson? What?
Oh, okay.
I heard it. It just didn't come out the way that I heard it.
Did you hear about I'm sorry, y'all. I have been on
Hit 'em Up Style is Blue Cantrell.
Right.
Okay.
Have you heard? I've been on this TikTok.
Mama Stokes, I'm trying not to slouch. I'm trying.
That's why I keep adjusting my mic. I'm trying to sit up. Have you been on? I've been on this TikTok spiral with Jaguar Wright.
Oh man, she been going cold.
So, for those of you who don't know, Jaguar Wright is the young lady who has basically been the whistleblower for all things Diddy,
all things industry,
all things music industry, all things Jay-Z and Carter's, all things.
And I researched her and I'm like, well, how she got all the tea? How she know? But she was a singer. Like she was.
So she has all the writing and producing rights to Jay-Z's Unplugged album that he did with MTV.
Mm-hmm.
She has the writing and producing rights to that album.
Oh, wow.
So she's more than just a background singer.
Right.
She started as a background singer. She was discovered by the Roots.
Okay.
And then she went on to like, Jay-Z pretty much took her when he was with Rock Nation.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, he was using her as like a ghostwriter.
Dang.
And she started off doing his like background vocals and like his arrangements. And then she started doing his writing. And
so she wrote some of his bars?
Yeah. Well, not the bars.
Oh, I was about to say.
She was doing like she was doing vocal arrangements and the writing to like his choruses and stuff like that. And then she was doing like his music production.
Oh, she dope.
Oh, yeah.
She dope, and she got the teeth. That's a bad combination.
That baby is singing like a bird.
Ooh-wee. But that's a pet my weave. Oh,
but come to find out, he allegedly has blocked Blue Cantrell's career because of alleged sexual relations.
Alleged. Interesting. Mm-hmm. I keep trying to figure out for what reason. She been talking a whole lot, but everything that she said about Jay-Z, I'm still trying to figure out which part of that was the reason why Solange whooped his tail in that elevator. It's always been like, why? What'd he do? And all of this stuff is coming out. Yeah. I'm like, which one? Just tell me, please. Just tell me which one it was. Because that baby went crazy in that elevator.
Yeah, she did. I want to know. I think one day they gonna piss her off enough and she gonna tell the story.
If they split, I mean, it ain't no loyalty there.
They are absolutely never.
You don't think they're gonna split?
Absolutely not. They just there's too many secrets between the two of them.
So where they got to stay together for what is it? Spousal. You can't once you're married. If
I know what you're talking about.
And you can't testify against your spouse.
Yeah,
and
I know what you're talking about.
I forgot what it's called. Yeah. So they got to stay together for that.
They literally have to.
Dang.
Listen, if you have time and you have absolutely nothing else better to do with your life, join me down the rabbit hole because TikTok is allegedly going away in the next year.
I thought it was this year in September.
No, so Joe Biden signed the bill, and he told TikTok they have 1 year to sell it.
Oh wow!
To a United States entity. And if they don't, then he will ban it in the United States.
So is the content, like let's say they sell it, is the content going to change? Is it still going to be TikTok as we know it with the layout and the format and all that type of stuff?
If they do sell it?
If they sell it.
Well, it's up to the new owners.
So if they don't like TikTok for whatever reasons, and then they sell it to the new owners, but the new owners see that the format of TikTok worked, what's going to stop them from just creating another TikTok without it being called TikTok?
There's no stopping that.
So why ban TikTok?
Because they don't have control over the money. They don't have control over the information that's being released. And they keep saying it's about data breaches, but AT&T, where's my bread? Because my information is on the dark web now.
Mine is too. From the time where everybody AT&T just decided to just stop working.
And y'all keep talking about TikTok is going to sell our information to China, but all of my information is currently on the dark web. And thank you, Experian, for telling me, because Experian sends me an email every day telling me that my information is on the dark web because of an AT&T data breach.
And then that little chump change y'all try to credit and they try to give me
$22.95 because of it. So how come
I need my coins?
How come y'all not reaching out to AT&T?
Because they in bed with them.
Because
they got some type of arrangement with.
Because TikTok is making people money.
Yeah.
Because TikTok is releasing information. Because TikTok people have
the propaganda. They don't have control over the propaganda, and that makes sense now.
And it makes them upset. They can't control the information that is being released via TikTok.
Absolutely.
So they're pissed.
Well, that's that. I love TikTok. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Government propaganda control.
They're allegedly.
Dang, I wish she had a button. Allegedly. So we started a segment last week, and once again we always tell our new viewers or viewers that have been with us, which we thank you, is to go back, watch 5 4 3 2 1 go back and watch all of those episodes. We try to stay current with, I would say, like all the topics that we talk about. They kind of go hand in hand. Not that you'll be lost if you just happen to tune in right now, but it gives like the background story of a lot of things. Absolutely. So we really need you guys to go back and watch and like, share, subscribe, our numbers are really important.
Absolutely.
We'll talk more about that later. So our new segment is called What the Flock?
What the flock? And you got to say it with your chest.
All
it's very important.
Not that E and J. I don't know if you
E and J.
East Jefferson. You know what I'm saying?
What generation are you a part of?
Listen, I hung out with some old heads, so you know that
E and J, bro.
E and J.
You might as well go drink an Incredible Hulk while you at it.
Listen, E and J. East Jefferson. That junk hit worse than Pinnacle hit. And Pinnacle,
I lived on Pinnacle for a whole summer. Pinnacle might be the reason why I have Crohn's.
You know, all of that old Fireball, all that old nasty freaking gin.
Gin was. Why did we drink that?
That's the only thing you could get and not be carded for.
That Four Loko.
Oh man, now I do like Four Locos. I ain't gonna. I haven't drunk in a while. I'm a wine drinker, occasional, and when I say occasional, I literally mean occasional. But yeah, I like Four Locos. See, I'm not a drinker, and that's the thing. Like, it's something when God made me. He said, yeah. What everybody else do, for the most part, you ain't gonna do it because I can't drink. If I drink, I get too drunk. Like 3 shots, I'm like, woo, where the bathroom? And it probably is less than 3. I'm giving myself more credit than I probably deserve. But I ain't gonna let me stop playing. One shot, I'm like, oh, y'all feel that? And then the second shot, I'm like, oh, I gotta probably like one more in me, and I'm in the bathroom and I feel it. I'm tipsy like that, like. I can feel it like just come over my body and I get warm.
Nope.
So
I can.
Four Locos was my thing because it was like the right amount.
I can drink a lot of grown men under a table.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people who can play drinking games at a party. And then people be like laid out on the floor and I'd be like, run it back. And they'd be like, oh, wow, is something wrong with you? And I'd be like, maybe.
Nah, I'm the one playing mommy because I know I ain't even going to step in the ring.
Oh, yeah. I have functioning alcoholics on both sides of my family. Like, it runs in my blood.
See, and I got them in both sides of my family. That gene just didn't pass to me.
Oh, no, I got it twice.
It didn't pass to me at all.
I got it twice.
Even when I used to smoke marijuana, like.
Did you call it marijuana?
I did. I'm trying to not get canceled. I mean, when I did smoke marijuana, what was it? Gorilla Glue. That's what it was.
Gorilla Glue.
It was called Gorilla Glue. That was when I, and yeah, man, I got high, couldn't feel my feet, panicked. Then I always thought Jesus was coming back. So like every time I smoke weed, it was more of a like condemnation session than it was fun. Cause I'm like, snap.
Well, that's your first problem. You started with Gorilla Glue?
I did start with Reggie first, and then I got introduced to Gorilla Glue, but it wasn't like I was smoking Reggie's all the time. So I probably smoked maybe 2 blunts, possibly. Then from there, it went to Gorilla Glue. Jeez. Bro, that junk was crazy.
Yeah,
like
your friends did you bold.
Man.
You shouldn't have went there.
There was
no reason for you to be there.
Listen, I don't even have nothing to say about it. I probably should have been. What the flock? Literally, and that's how I felt. Like, what the flock? I'm looking down at my feet. I'm like, they moving, but I don't feel nothing. Like, freak myself out.
That's tough.
Ain't it?
Don't do that no more.
I won't. And children, if you are watching of any age, even if you're a child at heart, drinking and smoking, I'm gonna leave that there. So my what the flock is today. So I started juicing. Mm-hmm. And like not just like your regular juices, like juicing. I'm making like infused waters and things like that. And I made a juice. I try to juice for my family literally every week. We've cut out like the sugars and the artificial juices and like the red meat, all that type of thing. So I'm not saying I'm like ghetto vegan because I still use butter. I still use eggs and, my cornbread. So I ain't all the way there, but just trying to eat and live a healthier lifestyle. And I'm juicing.
You ain't got to put a name to it.
What?
Ghetto vegan? You could just say I'm just eating healthier. That's all.
That's what I say to my family. They like, oh, you're vegan? No, I'm ghetto vegan because I'm not all the way there, but I'm not all the way where y'all at. So I'm just okay.
Copy. Go ahead.
So I'm in the kitchen and, my it's a family affair. Everybody's going to help me because I got a juice. So I'm juicing and I'm juicing carrots. That was my eldest son's job, was to cut, wash, and juice the carrots. He did an awesome job until he gets to talking about this girl that he has a crush on in school. And he's just, yeah, mom, and she's so pretty.
Excited.
Oh my God, he is super excited. And I'm like, okay, tell me more. So he's talking and moving. I'm not thinking anything about it. So we just having a good old conversation. Because, when kids come to you, especially boys, about that, I'm like, oh, I feel like the cool mom. I feel like,
Right.
I feel like you love me. You opening up to me. So I didn't want to ruin it at all. So then I turn around and I'm also cooking dinner at the same time as everybody's juicing. So I'm checking the salmon and things like that. And I was adding the garlic inside of my spinach. And then I turn around because I'm not, how I gave him instructions, but I'm cooking, listening, but I'm also hearing like, okay, so he didn't do what I told him to do because I should have heard a click because I told him to empty the stuff out. So I'm like, I didn't hear the click. So what is he doing? As soon as I turn around, my son has emptied out all of the carrot juice that he just juiced, poured it down the drain. Now, remind you, I gave him specific instructions. I said, Josiah, Joe, son, baby, love, honey, I need you to take the pulp that's inside and I need you to empty that. That's it. Take the pulp out.
Because the whole reason that we're doing all of this is for the juice.
It's for the juice. That's why it's called juicing, son. This is called pulping. It's called juicing. So I took literally.
But he was so excited.
He was. And
he got distracted.
And he poured it out. And then I'm like, okay, where is it? Where's the juice? And he was like, what?
Oh.
And then I turned.
He didn't even realize he did it.
He didn't. He had did it so fast. He didn't even know he did it. And I was like, the juice, son. I'm like, what the flock, bruh? You threw away, you poured out the juice and kept the pulp? Make that make sense. He just looked at me. I ain't trying to be funny, but guys, when they get frazzled, they do like deer in headlights. Yeah. Like, he was stuck. He just looked at me and then took the dog out. I was like, whatever. Like, I'm just gonna give her some space.
You're on your own on this,
right? My husband runs in like, "What you need? What you need? Like, baby, please don't kill him. What you need?" And I'm just like, "Dog, what the flock, bro?" So I had to make my juice without carrots. So what the flock? Teenagers, love them. I love them dearly.
Yeah. That's so unfortunate. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just got to go to Sam's Club and just do it all over again,
That's a lot of work, though.
Oh, yes. Juicing takes a
Yeah.
It really does. It's okay. Did you have a what the flock moment this week?
I did.
What was yours?
So we have a dog. Our dog's name is Benji. He is he's a 2-year-old Yorkie. And he's been acting really weird lately.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just assume that he is in heat because he's a rescue. And a little background, he was kind of abused, and so he just has like really weird like isms and icks about him because of, whatever his family before us had put him through. So we have to be very, gentle with him, with certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but he had been really like super erratic behavior over the last couple of weeks, and he had been marking really bad. And so, John was like, we're going to start putting him back in the crate and all this other stuff. But even with that, like, he's like hiding from us, and he's like, he's not eating, and like, he's not telling us when he needs to go outside. And it's just been really, really weird. And so we couldn't figure it out. And so I just had written it off to like every dog we get is just like weird, because we had a white German Shepherd before. Her name was Nova. And found out later on, in case you ever wanted to know, if you ever see a white German Shepherd, it's because they have a genetic disorder that makes them white. So they not all the way there.
They're a little ticky boom boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so she was doing stuff like eating drywall and like running through walls, and she ate the water line to our washing machine and like
Oh
flooded the
my
back.
God.
Oh yeah, she was nuts. So
You
we ended
gots
up having to give her away, and she's with one of our family friends in Atlanta, and literally they keep her outside. Like she don't even like really come in the house like that.
Dang.
And she just like kills squirrels and like bring them home.
She living her best life.
Oh yeah,
She's
yeah,
living her
she's
best
happy,
life.
but
her
she's
crazy self.
But she not like a house family dog.
Okay.
She like they don't have kids or nothing,
Mhm.
and she just out there
Yeah.
because she just can't.
Right.
So long story short, you know, we trying to figure out what's going on with him, and so I'm like, why we always get the defective dog?
Yep.
Like why we just can't get a normal family dog? Like
Man.
it's always something going on. But also he's not neutered.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, I'm like, well, maybe I just gotta get him neutered. Like maybe he's just going through whatever emotions he's going through because you know he still got his man parts and he don't need them.
Right.
Like
yeah, my dog don't have no man parts. So
Yeah,
you know,
so
I don't know about the spraying and the peeing and all that type of stuff. So
horrible. Like he just get up and it just be pee all over the kitchen. Like he marking the trash cans. Like it's just it's a mess.
My dog's so
literally.
bougie. He don't even lift his leg up. He squat like he's sitting on the toilet.
Yeah, no.
Is that because he don't have balls?
It could be.
Oh.
So and then like he like you tell him to come here, he walk away. Like he like we were trying to because he's a little dog. He's only 10 pounds, so we were trying to puppy pad train him, and he'd be looking at us like, why are you talking to me? Like he got an attitude problem, but he's also a terrier, and if you know anything about terriers, they already got attitude problems, which I didn't know. I just was like, oh, he's cute.
And he is adorable, you guys. Oh my goodness.
Don't let the smooth taste fool you. Long story short, talking to my oldest son, find out that my youngest son is beating the dog crap out of the dog.
Is that pun intended?
Yes.
Oh baby.
All the pun intended.
Oh, it's pun, not punt. Like pun.
Yes. So, but he's really not beating the dog crap out of him.
Right.
But he wants the dog to be trained, but he thinks that like physical discipline is the answer.
Right.
So he's like, come here, Benji. And when Benji don't come here, he's like, bah, 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 bah. I said, come here, stupid dog. And I'm like, so I'm talking to my oldest son, like, why you ain't tell me? Right. He's like, I thought y'all knew. How was we gonna know?
Because he definitely didn't do this in front of us.
We didn't know in front of me because I would have bopped him. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that to no dog. And so now the dog is like in the corner, like
that's why you not coming to me when I call you.
And we trying to figure out like why all of a sudden is he just like fearful of like everybody who lives in the house. But like when people come over, he be like, hello, but he really like saved me and get me out of here because he thinks that we are trying to kill him.
Oh, Benji.
Who knew?
We did.
So now I'm looking at Jeremiah like, what the flock?
What the flock, bro? Yeah. Come on, man. You couldn't just talk to him.
I don't think we're an animal family. I really don't. It just never works out for us.
And see, this is the first time my dog, which is, I never understood how like people love their animals like so much.
Like people?
Yes. And now I finally get it. Like, oh my goodness. Like I love my dog. I love my dog. But the other dogs, I had a dog named Sophie. Sophie had cancer. Didn't know. Sophie was a nut job. Beautiful dog, but she was crazy. And then I had another dog that I rescued, and that dog ended up having eaten a bone or something, and it ripped the dog's inside, like the lining of her stomach or whatever. Then I had three rabbits. 2 of them was nuts. One of them then ended up hissing, which I didn't even know rabbits hissed at my son, snapped at him, so he had to go. And I'm just like, listen, if Bear doesn't work, we just won't have a pet. I'm done.
Yeah. No,
I'm so done.
No, I'm done. No,
I don't want to be with us.
I don't need to try this many times. We're done now.
You done now?
We're done now. If Benji makes it, he makes it. If he don't, he don't. We're
I
done.
mean,
if somebody come get Benji, cool. If he ends up making it through the season of his life,
Mhm.
and then he make it 15, 16 years, and the boys have graduated and gone to school and live their best life. And when Benji go to glory, we will never get another dog.
I was crying because I thought my dog was gonna go to glory. My oldest son, I have two 13-year-olds, so not my oldest, but the one under the other one. He ended up he has autism, so he ended up kicking the dog just out of frustration or whatever, and he was limping, and I thought he was about to die. I'm like, oh my God, he gonna need surgery.
And
like I just lost my job.
I had to call her. I was like, it's a sprained leg.
She did,
He'll
'cause
be
I was-
just fine. Give him 3 days, put some ice on it. He'll be fine.
Freaking out.
She was.
I was freaking
for
out. I
3
was
straight
crying.
days.
Yes, I was mad,
We
sad,
gotta take
angry.
him back I gotta surrender the dog.
I gotta give him back to him. I ain't gonna see my dog no
Wrap
more.
the dog's leg up. He's fine.
I said, "Come on, nurse. Come on, come with it." Yep,
And
and she
Bear is
did.
just fine.
Bear is just fine. He a sweet little old thing.
Yeah.
He not really that little, but yeah.
Not at all.
So today is our we're doing another segment. We started again last week, and it's called
Wow.
Which one's worse?
Which one's worse?
Which
I don't like
one's
these. I'll
worse?
be real honest with you.
They get a little tough. They for sure get a little tough.
Let's be real about something real quick. This her segment.
This is me.
And you'll hear it.
So today, wow, which one's worse? Is this? Which one's worse? Withholding information or withholding affection? Which one's worse? Worse. Yeah, tongue tied. I think my mouth dry. Which one's worse? Withholding information or withholding affection?
I don't like these.
And we need you to comment. This isn't just for us. Like, of course, we're talking about it, but we need you to comment on these and let us know. Maybe you have a different perspective, which is what we're counting on. But yeah, which one's worse? Withholding information or withholding affection? I'm about to withhold my words because my tongue, it feel like it's stuck to the roof of my mouth. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta take a drink of water. It's not alcohol.
Okay. So these I have to talk through.
Mhm.
Okay. I think it depends. Okay. This is going to be my first and final answer.
Give it to me.
I think it depends on what your love language is. So if you are a person that your love language is physical touch, then withholding affection is like the cardinal sin.
Right.
But if you are a person that is like me, that is I'm a project manager by trade, and I need to know what's going on all the time.
So withholding information is like,
yeah, you're
big.
You're a liar.
Yeah. Like I will fight you.
You've just turned into a liar.
Yeah.
And now I can't trust you.
Okay. Perfect. So
not perfect. She set me up. You see that?
I did. That was a quick.
It's a trap.
School. So school. Okay. So is there ever a time that you feel like withholding information is acceptable? Because that's one of the things that you don't like.
Yes.
When would there be a good time to withhold information? What do you think?
When it's to protect the heart of the other person.
Okay.
Listen.
Now, you know, so I'm about to play Angels
Advocate.
There we
I know
go.
you're coming. So if y'all was here last week, y'all know that I was the one, and I caught a little bit of flack in the comments.
Really?
Well, not in the comments, but on the reel that I posted.
Interesting.
Oh yeah. Like, you want somebody to lie? I do.
Dang.
But here's the thing.
That's crazy.
It's in context.
Okay.
Right? So I think that when you become 100% honest all the time, it becomes brutal. Right? Yep. because
It does.
when everybody's not going to agree and see eye to eye on everything all the time, especially when you're talking about friendships and relationships and things like that, because you have two completely different people and you're trying to give and take and push and pull.
And
right?
then some people don't know the capacity of what they can and can't handle until they're in the situation.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so if I give you everything and I'm giving you 100% honesty, and my 100%, you only have a capacity of 60% of my 100, I am now going to overwhelm you.
Yeah. And I'm gonna hurt you.
I'm gonna hurt you.
Yeah, I'm gonna hurt you.
And I don't want to hurt you.
Right.
And so now I'm going to have to withhold 40% and give you only what you can take.
Right.
And so now it's gonna feel like a lie. And sometimes withholding information is a lie. But it's only a lie for a season. And I know I just said withholding information is my pet peeve.
Right.
But when I think of withholding information, I think of things that are detrimental to.
So that would be like you're withholding it to kind of avoid some type of conflict.
It depends.
Because I mean, if from that example, if my brutal honesty, you can't handle that, then if I give it to you, two things can happen. Either you'll take it and it'll make you cower or like fold, or you can become very defensive, or like angry, and it can create some type of conflict.
Right. But okay, so let me give an example. So let's say let's say one of the kids is, I am really making this up off the top of my head. Let's say one of the kids I think has a learning disability. Okay. And for the lifetime of the kid, you have always felt like, my kids ain't never had no learning disability, and don't speak that into my kids' life, and we not even gonna consider that, and blah 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 blah. Now, if I withhold this information from you, this is going to be detrimental to not only the child's health, but how we help the child together, how we parent, how we work as a team. This is the information that I'm going to have to give you,
brutal
no matter
honesty.
what.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So that's the kind of information that I say that you cannot withhold.
Right.
And we have to work together on that. Now, what I'm saying, the type of information that may need to be withheld is, I think I think that you can be, it's my personal opinion of maybe how you handle a situation. And I'm talking to you specifically. Like let's say we went out to dinner and you cussed the waiter out.
Right.
And it's like, that was a lot. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm not gonna get in the car and be like, see, that's why I don't go out with you, because you is always going off on a nigga. And you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Now I gotta weigh the pro and con of that situation, because what's really gonna come out of that?
Right.
Is how I'm going to deliver that going to be beneficial to how our relationship is going to grow? You see what I'm saying? So now this information I can withhold because maybe you don't do it often, or B, even if I told you, that don't mean you're gonna change it, or that doesn't mean something positive is going to come from it. Sometimes people just say what's on their mind for the heck of it. Like, well, I just gotta say it because I felt it, and it just is what it is. If there's nothing that's going to come from it, or if I don't feel like you're going to be receptive of the information, then what's the conversation for?
I can see that.
You see what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Or like I said last week, if I am in my bag with this outfit on, and I think I look good, and you think I look like a stuffed sausage, lie.
Not lie to me. Lie to me.
Because if I don't have time to change,
Right.
if I don't have an alternative outfit,
Right.
if we on our way out the door, then don't tell me I look bad and then there's no way for me to fix it.
Right.
There is nothing good that's going to come out of this other than you think I'm unattractive for the rest of the night. You see what I'm saying? What's the good that's going to come out of this?
And I think so you have to talk perspective, like when it comes to each situation. And I think for me, these wow moments is because I feel like what may be the case in this specific situation isn't going to always be the case in another situation.
Absolutely.
So all of these, just to let you know, these are case specific. Like you can't, it's not an umbrella thing. Like, oh, it should be this way all across the board.
Absolutely.
Because when you think of, like, I would say for me, if I am driving and my little cousin just passed away recently, and I know for a fact that if I'm driving, normally my mom, if it's bad information, the first question she'll ask me,
where are you?
Where are you?
My mama too.
The next question is,
are you sitting down?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you sitting down?
Yeah.
Then I know my whole body.
This is bad news.
Yeah, it just
what
slumped.
happened?
What happened?
Yep.
So a good thing for me when it comes to withholding information would be, don't tell me something that is going to fully, just disrupt my whole world when I'm out and about. So you withholding information, I'm okay with you withholding it for that reason.
Right.
But if you, let's just say, and I'm married, but if we're dating and technically you decided to make me your girlfriend when you still was living with your ex-girlfriend, and now we on a fourth date, and I find, we're in conversation and you slip up and say something,
or I hear somebody in the background.
You see what I hear you, and you like, well, what? Well, huh? Who is that? Oh, that's my ex. So why is she at your house? Well,
that's my roommate. Really?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then that's when withholding information for me becomes a problem, because one, you ain't got a lot to kick it.
Right.
Never have had a lot to kick it. But then also that information that you are withholding from me isn't because it's to help me or shield me or protect me.
Right.
It's to help shield and protect you.
Right. You're being selfish with your intent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good one. When you are being selfish with your intent, I think that's when withholding information becomes very dangerous.
Yeah.
Me withholding affection, I think that, I don't know once again, it depends on the situation, because I can withhold my affection from you. I'll give you an example. Like I just said, I'm married. So sometimes, and I'm going to go there. So disclaimer. If we are having a disagreement, and I can say that me and my husband don't really argue, but there are disagreements. If there is no closure to those disagreements, don't approach me with sex, because that's going to highly irritate me, because we have a problem. Right. So I'm going to withhold affection, because my love language, I have to connect with you on a different level than just physical. Right. So if my emotional state is jacked up, there's no way that I'll be able to perform or show up in that capacity, because we have problems that we have to talk about and fix. So I will withhold my affection until we can either agree to disagree, or we can find some type of way. Yeah. So I don't know, maybe that's selfish of me, but I will withhold affection for sure. So information or affection, I don't know which one would be worse. And I guess maybe we should put a cap to say, okay, relationship, which one is worse, or parenting, which one is worse, because I can see the pros and cons of each.
Yeah.
So,
but I think when it comes to a relationship, I don't know. I've never been in a situation I don't want to say never because I don't even want to go back that far. But I cannot recall
I can't recall.
a time when I have been actively in a fight
Mm-hmm.
and then it's been like a double tap.
Mm.
Like, give me some of that.
Listen, I'm so happy that's for you. My husband just be like, because he don't like to sit in like us. He doesn't really like to sit in it's uncomfortable. And it's uncomfortable for me, but it's uncomfortable.
The
That
space of
space.
tension.
Right.
Got you.
Right. And he
Okay.
knows for me that is a release for me. Like literally sex and intimacy, that is a mental release, and I can kind of like do a restart. So he be pushing for the restart. But bro, you hitting the wrong button. You hitting the entirely wrong button. And if you keep hitting it, I'm gonna pop off. So like I rather just let's not do that because you're gonna put me in even like a worse state, and it's not gonna be good for either one of us.
Yeah.
So I'ma say withholding information because I do feel like
I just feel like withholding information is so intentional.
Yeah.
And it's so you have to be so strategic to do it. I think affection is more based off of feeling, and it's kind of like situational, and I think it can be intentional too,
right?
But I think it's just less likely. And
unless you're just an evil-hearted, like just
and I'm sure that men are gonna have a different perspective on this,
and we would like to hear, so drop the comment.
Yeah, for sure, because I'm sure there are times where men feel or have felt like women were being very intentional about just not giving affection on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like when they be flying them girls out to be with them, and like they be like, I'm not about to do that. What you thought this was? He like, wait, what? I didn't pay. You knew what it was when before you got here. I didn't pay for your trip. I didn't did this. I didn't did that because it was supposed to be a fair exchange.
Right.
So I know guys get gypped a lot for that, not just in that sense.
Yeah, but I think also in relationships, I think they feel like too, like, when it was a dating phase for those, who, choose to be intimate prior to marriage, it's like when we were dating, everything was like new and hot and heavy and all that stuff. And then we got married and then everything kind of sizzled out. But I will say, if you have a conversation with women, there's usually a why.
Yeah.
And I think that if you just sit and research the why, then you may not like the answer,
but you'll get one.
But you'll get an answer.
I don't necessarily feel like we always get an answer. It's just kind of what it is, or it's up for interpretation on our ends. Well, not us, but them to us, not us to them. We're going to explain why, or this is how I feel, or this is why. But I don't necessarily know if I can recall back, really experiencing me getting the why until after the relationship is over, I should say. Then everything kind of floods and comes out.
In what scenario?
In the fact of like withholding affection.
You felt like you've had affection withheld from you? Like intentionally?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
do.
Now this is interesting.
I do. And dang, because now I'm trying to get used to, I'm used to having conversations to where I can say names and then give perspective, and I can't do that on here. So
you can give perspective.
Yeah, but I can't give names.
We ain't saying no names.
So when you see my face and I'm sitting here or I'm quiet, it's because I'm trying to like
this one time I was in a situation where
so
always start your sentence like that. This one time I was in a situation.
I was in a situation, no ship of a marriage, and and I felt like I was withheld. Affection was being withheld from me because they had some issues and it wasn't me. It was them. And I wish I could say more, but I can't because I want y'all to really understand and get but yes, that one time I tried. I really tried. But bruh, it happened. So yes. Oh. And then after it's over, I get an explanation. And I'm like, you don't think you could have said that? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You could have we could have talked about it.
Right.
So I don't like withholding it in my marriage now, but it's not maliciously done. It's because there's something that needs to get fixed that's broken. You know, in that situation, it was malicious intent and it was selfish.
Right.
So, yeah.
Got you.
That's what I got for our WOW session.
That's tough. I hate you for that.
I'm sorry.
I hate you for that.
That's tough.
I thought you were going to hit the other one.
No. That was the one right there. That was it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
We were going. This was going so well.
I'm trying, y'all. Y'all got to bear with me.
You hit a sharp left and you should have went right. I don't know what happened.
Help me, Jesus. So yes.
All right. So our final segment
is
Sheep Happens.
Oh wait, I got one for that.
Great. Not gonna let her hit any more buttons.
Sheep Happens.
Sheep Happens.
Yep.
And this week we want to talk about support within the Black sheep community. I don't know if we've discussed this before, but I think that there are times where we feel like we're not necessarily being supported. And so my question that I'm posing to you all to leave in the comments, and posing to you as well, what does it look like to have support within a friendship? And do you feel like support is a requirement within a friendship? Like in order for us to be friends, and to you to feel like that, I guess I'm checking off. I'll use me as an example because I feel like I'm a good friend to you.
Absolutely. Andy is.
If I'm checking off,
and I'm not just saying that because we on here, like I'm not. Dang, I got receipts. So
but if I'm checking off a proverbial, checklist,
which I have actually in front of me because I wrote one.
Did you really?
I did. I take notes. You guys, I take this stuff very seriously. So when we have topics, no.
Oh, I'm about to say, what kind of?
No, just like a list of like requirements. Like when you say requirements, you need to have like a checklist. So yeah, I have say that word proverbial. That's a V. Proverbial.
Yes.
Nope, I still didn't say it right.
It's okay.
Pray for my tongue.
Proverbial checklist.
I don't know why I'm so thirsty, but yes, proverbial. I'm sorry. Proverbial checklist. I actually wrote one.
Okay. So do you feel like, let's do the first one. Do you feel like support is a requirement for a friendship?
Yes.
Okay.
Also though.
Okay.
I think people take friendship too lightly. Like kids when they're little, kindergarten, be like, oh my God, I met a friend in school. And you like, oh girl, that's cute. But I've taught my children that
that's not your friend.
That's not your friend. That's an acquaintance. That's a classmate. But the title of a friend, I think that word and the meaning of that word gets thrown around way too loosely. Just like I love you. These are things that actually mean something. So I think the support of a friend is definitely a requirement of friendship. I also know, and I've learned, and it took me a while to learn, that every friend has their own category.
Ooh, tell me more.
You have friends that are the fun friends. So I know, hey, if I want to have a good time, I'm gonna call this person, and that's my dog. We gonna go out, we gonna experience some stuff, we gonna have a great time.
Correct.
But at the same time, that friend might not necessarily be very truthful. So you're my friend in this area. But I know that if I was to have my purse around you and my $20 went missing, I know you ain't gonna tell me the truth, and I know you stole it. So you my friend here, and I can rock with you in this capacity, but on another level I can't. And to be honest, I take that back, because that's not really a friend. A friend should never really steal from you or hurt you or anything like that on purpose. We're all human, so we're gonna make mistakes. So I think it depends on your friendship. And then you have different levels. You have friends, and then you have best friends. So for me, if you're my friend, I'm going to support you. And it's a requirement, and it should be a requirement of yours. If not, why are you around? What's the purpose of you being around? So for me, my list would be acceptance, reliability, trust, mutual respect, shared values. Like I had, say how I'm supposed to say this again.
Proverbial?
No, like what? When I'm supposed to lead into something when I'm not supposed to name drop. Why are you laughing at me? I'm so serious.
I know you are. Oh. I'm so sorry.
This one time,
I was in a
situation where somebody I consider to be more than my friend, but more of a sister, on a couple occasions, it got physical to where she fought me, literally fought me when she is under the influence and there are other people around. She never went after them to fight them. I was always the target. So for me, that is, I would never do that to you. I don't care how angry or how mad. I don't feel like friends. If you're really my friend, I don't think friends should fight friends. She repented for it, and we've tried to repair it and everything, but there's still a stigma there. So I think that is growth. You have to admit where you were, what you've done. You should grow as friends. You should, like, your conversation should change.
So I have a question. So in that situation, you never had an issue with her when she wasn't drinking, though, right?
Not with fighting. No.
So would she just not be the friend that you wouldn't like go out with? Does she not? So
I've had this friend since high school.
But do you recategorize her, or do you just be like, nah, I'm straight?
And that's kind of where I am now, is trying to figure out
what
where
to do with that.
Where do you fit? Okay. Because we've put in so much time together.
Yeah.
And we've been through so much together.
Because that's egregious.
Yeah.
But also, if I notice it's only when you're drinking, then maybe we just not drinking together.
And seeing my thing, I'm once again, I'm not the drunk. So I know that I'm of sober mind.
Right.
So for me,
but they also say that when you drinking, then
that's your truth,
right?
And these are things that I've battled with, to where I don't know really where to put you, because the type of person that I am is I'm gonna love you regardless. So my mind doesn't necessarily go to the fact that you are fighting me because you don't like me, or you're jealous, or you're angry. My mind goes to what is wrong. Like, there's something wrong. Right. And now, as your friend, because I'm a friend, I'm concerned for you. And then after talking to family members, and they're like, well, I mean, I get what you're saying and I understand who you are, but at the same time, in no world, if that's your friend, should that ever happen?
Right.
Like, that's not, that's not okay.
Yeah.
So, I think support is definitely should be a requirement. But I will say you will have to set those boundaries. What does friendship look like for you? Like for me, when it comes to me and you, like, I respect everything about you and the things that you go through. And I know that you go through that you don't tell anybody, that bothers you. Like, I can't help but take those things home with me. I can't help but to get on my knees and pray for you. I can't help but to be there for you, to support you. I mean, support you like somebody mess with you, I'm riding. You
Oh,
know,
I
me
know.
and grandma going on a trip
I know.
and bail money under the mattress. But this is how, if I consider you a friend
Yeah.
and you've breached that barrier of friend and you're trending upward, baby, you know, it's personal. And I lay my life down for my friends. If you are
Yeah.
truly my friend, and I don't,
Yeah.
you're the first person that I honestly feel like is truly my, like, my friend.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
yeah. Do you think it's a requirement for you?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think I think it's tough for me because I have friends that I still have from childhood too.
Mm-hmm.
And we still talk. We don't talk every day or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that, but we're distant in the like physically distant. Like
Mm-hmm.
we've moved across the country
Mm-hmm.
and they have families and all that stuff. And so we've had to kind of level set expectations because it's like I literally haven't laid eyes on you in 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So um what can you do?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
From time to time it's, hey, you crossed my mind, I love you, I was just thinking about you, hey, I'm just checking in, is all your working parts still working?
Right.
That kind of thing. But we just don't have the time to just, be texting all day, every day,
Mm-hmm.
in the group chat like we were when we were in college.
But if you, like, let's just say they come back, y'all
Yeah.
visit, y'all in the same room,
It's like
how would
it's
it would
like
be like no time ever
yep,
passed?
yep. And
Yeah.
when we visit,
Mhm.
because it's three of us.
Mhm.
So my friend Diana, my friend Speedy, and then myself. Well, I call her Speedy. Her
Mhm.
mama named her Stevan, but I call her Speedy. And myself, we met at church when
Mhm.
we were 12,
Mhm.
11, 12, something like that, at youth camp.
Right.
And we've been friends ever since.
Mhm.
And Speedy's daughter is my goddaughter, and I claim all her children. And then Diana is one of Jeremiah's godmoms, and I'm sure she claims Jonathan too. And everybody is everybody
Right.
godparents,
Right.
just across the board. Everybody just claim everybody kids.
Right.
And so Stephanie,
Slouchy.
Stevan's oldest daughter's 16th birthday was last year.
Mhm.
And me and the boys flew down there for her sweet 16.
Mhm.
And we ran that 16th birthday. Me and Diana jumped in like we planned that 16th birthday. When I tell you, we didn't have nothing to do with that 16th birthday party.
Mhm.
But the second Speedy looked at us and was like, I need balloons, we was like, and balloons you will have.
Right.
And we, you know what I'm saying? Like, cake, you need a cake. What you need?
And
like, where are we at?
that's friendship. That's the
Absolutely.
definition of it.
We was make. You need makeup. You need hair. What you need?
Mhm.
Did you hit your toenail? Your dress. I think I did. I did Speedy's hair and makeup. Like
Mhm.
I was curling hair and putting makeup on.
So it's all reciprocated. So how y'all
Absolutely.
show up for her, she will then show up for y'all in that same capacity.
Absolutely, because she showed up to my 10-year anniversary. I didn't even know she was coming, baby. When I tell you, I cried like a baby. She walked in the room. John was like, "You was happier to see her." I was like, but I didn't know she was coming.
Right.
And like again, it's just when we don't talk. Sometimes we don't talk for like a year.
Right.
But when we get in a room together, it's literally like no time has passed.
Right.
So, but yeah, the support is there. Like I know that if I really needed something, now I don't ask them for nothing, and they don't ask me for nothing really.
Right.
But I know if something really hit the fan and I really needed something, I could call them, and if they had it, they give it.
Right.
And same here. I don't know that all of the people that I call friend, that everybody is on the same level like that though. And like you said, I think everybody kind of just has their place. Um, but I think there's a bare minimum requirement. Like you said, there's trust, there's respect, there's
Yeah.
honesty, there's that.
And it's growth. For me, growth is important because what we were in high school, we shouldn't still be in that same place.
Yeah.
Our conversation shouldn't be in the same place. And I feel like I've when you don't really want to do a tally system, but facts are facts. So
Yeah.
you know how she knows for a fact that you guys come down and I've done this for you, and you can say, "Oh, you've done this for me."
Yeah.
And that does matter when you're looking at the checks and balances of your friendship, because there is a mutual, when life events happen, you're there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't, when it comes to that that friendship, I can't say that I've been at every single one of the births of my of and they are my godsons. I She wasn't at any births of my 3 children.
Mm.
I planned baby shower. You know, I planned a baby shower. She wasn't there for baby showers or births, or you know, I've been there for funerals and she wasn't there. So it's like
Now,
I'm being a friend.
now let me ask you a question though,
Okay.
because I'm not a funeral person.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand funerals. I don't like looking at bodies. I cook for you. I'll be at the repast.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't do funerals.
Yeah, no, she has come to
So
two funerals of the passing of like my grandparents or whatever.
yeah.
But
I'm saying, can somebody like give that disclaimer and it be
Oh,
like, oh, okay, we
absolutely.
good? Or
Absolutely. That's perfectly fine. You
yeah.
know, yeah, that hits different. So yeah, I would never be like, well, you got to be there for you to be mine. No,
Yeah.
I totally get that. But I'm just saying, if I'm weighing things, there's a lot of things, big life events that
Yeah.
has happened for me that you haven't been there, but I've been there. I've been there, you know, for you, and then I've been there for, you know, your family members. Like I've been there.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been like that. And it's even when we weren't even on speaking terms, and I'm coming and I'm getting off of my job. I'm dropping everything. I'm taking kids to my mama house because I got to be there for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always there. And when I look back
Mm-hmm.
over the years and down the years of that friendship as a whole,
Yeah.
it's hard to say you're my friend.
Yeah.
And I'm not that she doesn't love me, because we talked last week about love, everybody's capacity of love. And I know some things that she struggles with and that she deals with. But I feel like as a friend, we should be able to come together and talk about those things without anybody getting offended or their feelings being hurt. Brutal and harsh conversations need to be had so that we can continue this friendship. And it's a lot of it has been one-sided. So when it comes to support, it is a requirement in friendships. You should support your friends, and as much as you can, like morally that you can. I'm not going to support you if you're doing something that I don't necessarily agree with. But you know, if you're graduating, I'm there. If you're starting a business, I'm there. I'm liking your page. I'm supporting you. I'm sharing. I'm, you know, on board with you. If you got a new car, I'm happy for you. You got a new place. When we planning a housewarming, like I'm there for all of those things. And that to me is what support is.
Yeah.
It's what it looks like.
What if you have a friend that that doesn't let you in the way that you let them in?
That's that type of friend.
So
that's definitely that.
So do you just back up and meet them where they are, or do you realize and just chalk it up as capacity, or do you chalk it up to that they don't have the desire to want to invest into the friendship at the same level and then walk away?
So I've accepted that for a while. And then after a while, I've learned when you start to accept things that you are not yourself, it becomes very detrimental to you, because you end up taking and missing out on something, and you end up overextending yourself and giving more. So I took the approach of I'm going to have a conversation with you. We're going to talk about it. And I'm yet going to be in your corner. I'm gonna be me, whether you're who you are or not. I'm yet gonna be me. If I'm your friend, I'm gonna be your friend. If I told you, I made a vow, you my dog, I got your back, I got your back. And I've carried that part out, but then it comes a point to where you have to literally realize, oh snap, it's not being reciprocated. So now I do have to take a step back, because I should have put up more boundaries, and I didn't put up any boundaries. So that's why I'm in this situation now, because I've had conversations and we've talked, and then the physical part will happen again, and then we'll go back and we'll talk again, and then it'll happen again. So it's like, how many more times are we going to do this same rodeo without any changes?
Right.
So I've had to, and it hurts so bad, because like, that's years and years, and I know what she's going through and what she feels, and she's justified in her feelings, but the reaction and the neglect is not okay, and I feel neglected, and nobody should feel like that. So I don't know what category and I don't want to throw anything away. I'm a hoarder when it comes to people in my life. Ooh. And I'm realizing the more that I hoard those relationships, I get hurt very, very bad. It hurts worse to hoard than it does to let go.
I'm the opposite. I'd be like, oh, you said you don't want to get. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for coming out. God bless you and good night. This was so much fun. All right. Yeah. Because but for the same reasons that I have been in situations where I feel like that I've invested a lot and I've gotten hurt. But in my older age, I don't have a lot to give. And I have some really, really amazing people that I call friends, you being one of them. And I have what I need now.
Yeah.
And so for the people that are incoming, if you want to be here, you can be here, and I welcome it. But if you don't want to be here and you think that I'm going to chase you, I'm not.
Yeah. And that's where I am. I'm, like I said last week, I have a blank page. So now there's really all of those old things I'm trying to really get away from and set those boundaries. And that's where I am now. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're not. I'm not perfect. Lean into the mic, sis. I repeat, I am not perfect. I mess up and I make mistakes.
Yeah.
But one thing about me, and you can even see it on here, when I make a mistake, I am going to repent. I am going to apologize for it and do my very best to move on. But that shows accountability. And in order to really mature a friendship, you have to sit and stand on all 10 toes. Amen. And really be accountable for the good, the bad, the ugly, the great, the excellent. And when you don't have a friend that is willing to take that role with you, there is no other choice but for us to take a step back until you are ready to exponentially grow upward with me. If not, be that as it may.
Be that as it may. So with that said, speaking of support, we need yours.
Yes.
Comment, like, share, subscribe. And if you are our friends, listen, I put a post up the other day that says I have 3,000 friends on Facebook. And we have like 73 subscribers on YouTube. And
it's just a button. I mean, if you can comment and like my pictures, the blue thumb and the heart, if you can do that, it's nothing but just to click on another like button on YouTube. We watch YouTube all the time.
Yep.
And we so dope with it. We actually tag the you can just go on our page and click the little hyperlink and boom, you there. Just like it.
Exactly. And so we would love to have your support,
please,
and we would love for you to hit the like button on these videos,
please,
so that we can hit our metrics and be able to do the things that we need to do with our brand. So that is a wrap for today's show.
That's a wrap.
Finally Heard family, make sure that you send us your questions, shareable stories, or testimonies about your Black sheep experiences. We would love to incorporate them within the show. Feel free to send them to admin@finallyherd.com. Please let us know if you would like to remain anonymous when you send them. Also, if you would like to become a sponsor for the show, please submit those requests also to admin@finallyherd.com. That's HERD.com.
Yes.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on at Finallyherd on all social media outlets.
Please, you guys.
And as we have proven for the last 6 weeks, we have been here for 6 weeks, friend.
That's crazy, and it's awesome, and it's crazy, but it's really awesome.
It's really
and
awesome.
why you ain't tell me I was doing the Baptist rock?
What you mean?
I'm sitting
I
here.
didn't see you rock.
You didn't see me rock?
No.
Y'all, I'm
trying to end the show.
I'm sorry. No. Even in the show, I really
No,
because I started doing it again.
No,
I didn't do the Baptist rock.
No, you weren't rocking during the show.
Segue. I'm so sorry. Rio always catch me at church. He was like, "You doing that Baptist rock?"
No, I promise you weren't rocking during the show.
Okay,
I promise you. No, you did good. All right, so as you see, we are a roller coaster of segues and madness during the show. So feel free to join us. We are on YouTube. We are on iHeartRadio. We are on Spotify. We are on Apple Podcasts. We are on YouTube Podcasts.
And hit our Instagram.
We're on Amazon.
TikTok, Amazon.
So
we're everywhere.
Feel free.
What you say, like American Express. We're everywhere.
We are everywhere you want to be.
Maybe we don't say stuff sexy enough. Maybe that's why, I don't know.
We done had a lot of guys hitting up the Finallyherd on Instagram. So maybe we too sexy. Yeah. We said, listen, we saved and married.
Okay.
Don't get no idea.
Okay. If you like
it. No, not her.
Can't do it.
Not her.
Not her. Yeah.
Yeah. No. See how that go?
Look at he be quick. The enemy be so fast.
I listen. What we not gonna do is get canceled.
Not at all.
Not before we get started. Amen. So thank you for listening to the Finallyherd podcast. I'm your girl E.
And I'm Bree.
And we are the ones that he came back for.
We are the ones. I did it again. Doggone it. Oh, let's run that back. Okay, do it again.
Thank you for listening to the Finallyherd podcast. I'm your girl E.
And I am Bree.
And we are the ones that he came back for. Until next time, guys.
See you, everybody.
Bye.